Hello, welcome to JIBRIN ANGLE on Oweleketv. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. And thank you for joining me on this monologue once again. I have a video to play. I want to talk about the content on the video. Yes, okay. Let me play the video. Thereafter, I'll make my comment on it.
That they don't sell land to outsiders. Right. There is right. If he says that Igbos are entrepreneurial, and I end by what people say about Igbos. That if you enter a community, a village, you don't see an Igbo man there, please pack your things and go. It means that place is not conducive. However, let me give the flip side. Chief Tos Benson, T.O.S. Benson, former Minister of Information, now late, on one occasion on the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, and I'm not making this up, he said it publicly. If anybody can contradict me, let them do so. He said something about Igbo people. He said he had an Igbo wife and had an Igbo daughter, that he wanted to buy land in Igbo land for his daughter, for his wife, to say, I'm getting old. Tos Benson is getting old. Let me build in this place for my wife. He said that his in-laws told him that they don't sell land to outsiders. That is the irony of Nigeria about the politics of federation, of unity. The same Igbos who are so industrious that they are all over and they do well in other parts of Nigeria. You go as a non-Igbo man to go and buy a land, you will be told that you don't belong, even as an in-law. That's by way of an aside. But these are the issues, in my view. Nobody should tell me any nonsense. They are entitled, no nonsense duty.
I think it's our duty. Well, I wanted to just touch more on the issues in the Southeast. Yesterday, Dr. Abati, we took this story, and there was a flurry of reactions about whether or not the Igbo people sell land to outsiders. I don't know if you would like to address that, because there were a lot of, people from the Southeast saying that it is not true.
No, I have no further comments on that subject.
Okay.
I was very clear yesterday. I was very specific. I made my point. I provided the context in which I was speaking. If people have a selective hearing, that is their problem.
Well, one of the comments is that you cannot paint a whole tribe with one brush. And they have debunked
replay the tape again. Well, replay the tape.
No,
I was specific about what I said. I provided context.
Right.
Nobody should tell me any nonsense.
Well,
if people have a different opinion, they are entitled. No, that's no nonsense duty.
I think it's our duty.
If people have a different opinion, they have anthropological evidence to support it. They should say so.
Well,
it's not for me to reverse myself.
No. I was just saying to clarify.
Except you are expressing your own opinion.
No.
And then I will come after you and say you are wrong.
There's been a flurry of reactions.
Yes.
And I have to present
that
it.
Comes with the job. That comes with the job.
It is my duty.
It's a free country.
It is my duty to present the reactions of the Nigerian people.
And not to come and challenge me.
Absolutely not. I asked you if you would like to comment. I asked if you would like to comment.
I've told you.
Well, the conversation is that a whole tribe cannot be painted with one man's experience.
One of my managers actually forwarded the video to me, and a comment on a platform by the Lagos State Governor's aide, and where they talked about, I don't want to even go into that. The essence why that didn't interest me. The video is actually why I am making this monologue. But I will just say on a platonic level, I will talk about the content, the written content from the Lagos State Governor's aide. I would think based on the report, he's been suspended. A sort of the aide wrote on, is it X? Yeah, it should be on X platform. Excuse me. Yeah, it should be on X or so. That during the NSAS protest, they were actually after the Igbos to kill the Igbos or whatever. People going after the Igbos to kill them, it's not a new deal. It's not a news. That's just the truth. It's unfortunate that people, any little provocation, the ethnic group that bears the brunt of the provocation, whether they caused it or not, they eventually bear the brunt of the provocation, which is they are primarily victims of any provocation in Nigeria. Go to the north. The north usually they are any in the north is even the worst. Even when you have the Hausa and the Hausa Fulanis fighting each other, the moment there is the moment it spreads, it ends up on the Igbos. That is it. It ends up on the Igbos' lives and property. The Yorubas again in Lagos, the moment you see two gangs, you have a situation where two gangs are fighting, it ends up on the Igbos and their properties. So it is not a new thing. Honestly, when I heard that, whether it is true or not, only God knows. But the reality on the ground in Nigeria is that it is the norm. Igbos are always the victim. And again, for one reason, other parts of Nigeria, other tribes, the Igbos, I have said it on some of my previous monologue. The Igbos are like the Israelites. They are like the Jews. They are like the chosen ones. Naturally, just like in a family, when you mother or father, you have children, and there is this child that is like a chosen one, the favorite child, or the most loved child, or the child that either the father or the mother don't joke with, a sort of. And most times, for those of you who are from families like mine, most times it will be obvious that your father, your mother loves certain or specific person more than you. It is obvious. And what happens if you are not my kind of person who just believes, like someone like me? I believe if you love somebody more than me, honestly, I don't take it too hard. I don't hate anyone for it. I just believe it is natural, because even God himself, there are people, that's why we have measures of grace. Some people are giving grace in certain measures, either higher or lower than the other. So it is natural. That's where we were made in the image of God. So we cannot be more perfect than God. It is natural to love someone better than the other. So honestly, someone like me, I don't take it. I've met people who, for no reason, they just hated me, and I didn't hate them back. That's just the way I live my life, because I just believe that is human nature. It is human nature. So that is what is happening. Unfortunately, other people are not like me, and I don't expect them to be like me. And that is why they just hate Igbos. Igbos are like the chosen child of the family. So they are just like Joseph in the family of Isaac. So that is just, how the Joseph, other brother, the other siblings of Joseph hated him for the sake that he was the chosen one, chosen one, both of God and his father, their father. Their father loved him. He was more favored than them. So that is exactly what is happening. So that's why I see it as natural thing, a sort of, and that's why you see anytime Igbos bears the brunt of any fracas or any controversy or any issue, they bounce back even faster, and they recover. They bounce back, recover faster, and even get better than what they were before. Destroy their properties, they will come back, recoup, come back, and do much better and become even more prosperous than they were. A sort of. So that is it. So I don't care about that. That's not why I'm making this video. Why I'm making this video is this. Two things. It's about Reuben Abati. Now, before I'll come to Reuben Abati, about the former Minister for Communication they mentioned. I don't know, even in his quote, it was obvious that the family that rejected, according to him, that rejected their in-laws' request to buy a land within their community, they didn't generalize it either. They said it was a personal thing, a sort of. So They said we don't sell the land to. That means probably it is their clan or their own personal community. It is not. It didn't. The man did not say in Igbo land we don't sell. We don't sell our land to strangers. No, he didn't say that. And the truth is, I do not believe that even this man's family said so, because you cannot be married to their daughter and the man has a child for you people, and yet you called him an outsider. Igbo man does not behave that way. I'm an Igbo man. Igbo man, the moment you are married to you marry an Igbo woman. As an outsider, you marry an Igbo woman, you are basically part of the family. Not to talk of coming, you want to come and buy land there. And buy land for their daughter, their own daughter, and they will tell you no, that you are not a member of the family. That is one. The first thing is I disagree with that. I think that is not true. Or secondly, that man did not generalize it. So I don't know why Reuben Abati, even though he didn't say it, but he insinuated it as if it's a general thing. I'm an Igbo man. In my place, there are so many Igbo, other tribes or whatever that acquired lands. And even Igbo, the entire Igbo land, what's he talking about? I've seen houses that owns land in Igbo land. I've seen Yoruba man that owns a land in Igbo land. So what is he talking? What are they talking about? Now, that is not even why I made this video. Why I'm making this monologue is because of Reuben Abati. The way he tried to harass and intimidate Ojy Okpe, and he's so used to that. That just it. I've never liked Reuben right from time. Right from when he was I think editor with the Guardian newspaper, and he went on. I think he was a co-host. I don't know if he was a co-host of. Okay, I know Pat Utomi was the executive, the host or the anchor, or whatever, of that show. They were doing it was a late night show. I think that show was about 10 or 11 p.m. I've forgotten the name of the show. I was a fan of that show. And yes, Reuben Abati on that, I was always having issue with his opinions and the way he reacts to issues or whatever. So I didn't know him today. I've known Reuben for a very long time, and I have never been his fan. I've never liked him. And he seemed to be getting worse and worse and worse by the day. And on this show, their show, what did they call it? The morning show, where they have Rufai himself and the other lady, and two ladies. Ojy Okpe is the news person, the journalist there, and all of them are journalists actually. But Ojy Okpe is more of a news person than an analyst, so she doesn't do much of analysis or commentaries, sort of. So, but Reuben is someone who just bullies everyone on that set. Rufai, I'm not his fan either. So I consider him a hypocrite, but he bullies everyone. I've watched episodes where he bullied Rufai. He intimidates and harasses everyone. The truth is that excuse me, he's just too full of himself. He's arrogant and proud. His responses sometimes are just in reality, he's an intelligent man, brilliant man. He's smart, he's eloquent, he's fluent. There's no doubt about that. I admire that about him. I admire his how he actually delve into issues, how he explains he talks like an old elderly person who, old men, old people always, they like to go into the nitty-gritty. If they want to explain something, they want to take it from the bottom, from the foundation of that particular thing to build it up to the water. So that is the way he does it. I like that pattern of analysis because his own way of the way he responds to questions or situations are not just explanatory, but they are tutorial. I think it does it with a whole lot of information. So when you listen to him, you get more informed. There's no doubt about that. But the truth is, what I do not like about him is his arrogance, his puffiness, his pride, and the way he bullies everyone. Because on that show, of course, he's just like a grandfather in the business. So everybody seemed to be worshiping him. Everybody seemed to be scared of him or feel intimidated at him. But I love the way Ojy I kind of I would say fought back, but at least a kind of pushed back. I think that's the right word. I love the way she smiled in a way. She smilishly pulled back and insisted that he answer the question, even though this man tried to yell him, shout her down. It is so sad that Reuben, I don't know, the guy is just, and besides, another thing about him I don't like is the liberal part of it, and secondly, the way he criticized. If he's criticizing someone or criticizing something, the way at which he does it is just it reeks of pride and arrogance, a sort of. So, and he behaves as if he knows it all, and no one knows it better than him, a sort of. So that is just unacceptable. I just see I look forward to when he will leave that, because honestly he bullies everyone around, and people on that show, his colleagues on that platform, uh, they seem to always they always feel intimidated at him. So it is so sad for journalists. And besides, what is wrong with Ojy? Reuben, you are a journalist as well. So what is wrong? This is what you just demonstrated is against the ethics of your profession. I'm very childish of you, and because there is absolutely nothing wrong in Ojy Okpe, at least revisiting what you said, because of course what you said has been controversial. Even though you were quoting someone, but yes, you were quoting someone, but your voice and the quotation insinuated the way you excuse me, the way you described or explained the quotation, the way you spoke the quotation, the way you there is a word that I'm trying to use, the right word for it, sort of. Anyway, the way you said it insinuated your acceptance of the quotation you gave. That's just the truth. It insinuated that you believe it. You insinuated that you generalize. The insinuation was that you use one brush to paint the entire Igbo land, and that is what Ojy was trying to call your attention to, for you to explain, clear the air, and sort of, because what you said, what you insinuated is the true position of your mind, of your opinion. You do not want to do that again, because you do not intend to go back to that, a sort of. So otherwise, what was wrong in her asking and insisting that you clear the air? There's nothing wrong. We've had situations, and for goodness sake, you are a journalist. You just flouted the ethic of your profession. You just flouted the rule, for God's sake. How would you feel as a journalist and you ask someone, you place yourself in Ojy's shoes, and you to be for Ojy to be in your shoes? How would you feel? That was so rude of you. I think that's the right word. You were rude to her. You were rude to her. It is so unfortunate that you had to behave. In fact, if it were a civilized crime, Reuben would have been suspended. He deserves to be suspended for that action. He behaved childishly, and that is just it. A sort of, probably he has something against Igbos, because, like I said, he used one brush to paint the entire. That is not true. I'm an Igbo man. We have in my community, we have Igbos with properties there. In other Igbo lands, too, the same thing. I've seen houses. Again, I repeat the same thing. I've seen the Hausas with land in Igbo land. I've seen Yorubas with land in Igbo land. So you people should stop fueling the ember of division in the country, for God's sake. What is your problem with Igbo people? For God, okay, I understand. People are so envious of people. You said it. Wherever an Igbo man steps, the more anywhere an Igbo man steps his or her foot, it's prosperity. And that is why anywhere you see Igbo people living, that place is always lucrative. If it is a landed property, if it is land, it's expensive. If it is landed property, it is expensive. If it is whatever business, anywhere you find Igbo people dominating, it's always a juicy environment. Environment full of milk and honey. Environment that blossoms, a lucrative environment. And that is just it. These people are so blessed. Igbos are blessed. Their destinies are blessed. Whatever they touch just keeps prospering. Why? Of course, that is why they consider themselves, even though I do not agree with that. They consider themselves as Jews. They are descendants of Israel or whatever. I don't agree with that, but it's just, but I can understand why they think so, because of course they have the kind of blessing. They are so blessed, just like the Jews. Jews are, the more you kill them, the more they expand. The more you punish them, the more they get stronger. That is the same thing with Igbos. Destroy their property, they come back the next day and bounce back even stronger. You kill them, they come back or whatever. You try to chase them away from certain location. You kill and they'll come back to that same location and become stronger and bigger. That is the Igbo for you. And what is your problem? You and God meet God that made them that way. And stop being envious, for God's sake. Stop being envious and let them be. Igbos are not, the truth is, Igbos don't look for, go all the conflict, you go around the history of conflicts in Nigeria, both religious or tribal conflicts. Igbos don't, especially when they are in a different, strange land or when they are visitors, they don't make troubles. They don't make trouble because they are not, that is not who they are. That's not the way they are designed, they are wired. And besides, they are too busy to make trouble. They are too busy with their trade. They are too busy to making money to make trouble. That is just the reality. But men are not, it is an idle man that makes trouble, that foments trouble. That is just the truth. So Reuben should just go and rest. And I just hope they just take him off. I understand why Arise is leaving him on that, because, of course, he is a kind of, I don't consider him an icon. Yeah, he's good. There's no doubt about it. But technically, it's a de facto icon on that show. So probably they are using his image to promote the show. And I think that is it. Otherwise, but this act, honestly, he deserves to be suspended. That's just it. And this is my angle.